Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Thursday night online open mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am honored to be your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Words. Unfortunately, today, La Bruja will not be hosting. I did do a show with her earlier, but unfortunately, she got a little bit under the weather later on in the day, so she asked me to host. So I said, of course. So she is supposed to be back next week. And I enjoy Thursday nights because unlike Monday nights, Thursday, we get to hear some musicians, maybe some comedians. We're going to get a whole bunch of different things and different type of styles. So I really appreciate being able to host with you guys. If you want, you can follow La Bruja at La Bruja NYC. That's how you can follow her on Instagram and Twitter. I will be shouting her out later. So real quick, yes, Mr. Michael Sindler, this guy again. And you can say that because I love your hair. Make sure if you're here on the Zoom chat that you are open, that if you're here on Zoom, open up the chat. You can hear all the people. Oh, I guess you guys didn't get an email about the order. Hold on. Let me copy it and paste it into the Zoom chat so that we know who is where. Boom. I just placed it. There we go. So Thursday night online open mic, we do some poetry, do some comedy. Oh, before I begin, a shout out to Mr. Chris Lopez for getting this puppy started. So Thursday night online open mic, we're going to hear poetry, we're going to hear music, comedy, whatever it is that you want to do. You have 4 minutes to rock out. You could do whatever you want. There is no censorship. Put the kids to bed. There is no censorship. And we never know what we're going to get from week to week because we're always getting different poets. And right now, I got to tell you, I'm looking through the list and there's a bunch of names I don't know, which really excites me because I like to see and hear new faces and new voices and all of that stuff. So normally I host the Monday night online open mic. I host it every Monday. I will talk about that later. But I want to get into it. I want to hear the people rocking out. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to see a recording of this show or one of our past shows, you can go onto Facebook and YouTube, look up New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and you can check that out. With that being said, let's get right into it. I want to start to hear some things. I have had a long day. Shout out to, once again, La Bruja for bringing me out. We were at William Patterson University, got to rock out. I got some video of that. I will eventually share that. So I do not see Halo Angel. Is Halo Angel here? I don't know what that name is. I like that name though. Halo Angel. I don't see a Halo Angel. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. This next person was on the Monday night online open mic. I'm gonna get this name right. Aldenerly Torres. Yes, I see Aldenerly. Did I say it right? Let me unmute Aldenerly.
It's Aldaneri. It's the same thing. Aldaneri. Yeah.
Aldaneri. It is a pleasure to have you on. Where are you located?
I'm in the South Bronx.
BX, wait, now, I remember having your name on the Monday night, but I don't think you performed, did you?
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I actually didn't know that I was on the list. So, I couldn't make it. Sorry.
Even though I sent out an email? Mm-hmm. Even though I
didn't see it.
Listen, just moving forward, I want to let you know this. Listen, I just want to let you know this. There are only 2 good excuses to miss the online open mics by the New Eurekan when you signed up. One, you are writing the next great American novel, or 2, you are having divine sex. Or the third option, you're doing both. Whatever it is a pleasure to have you here. Let the people know they can find you online, and then you got 4 minutes to rock out.
Okay, you can find me at Miss _A.T on Instagram, and yeah. So I wrote a piece. It's called "What Do You See When You See Me?" I'm gonna start. Do you see a phenomenal woman? Do you see a hardworking individual? Do you see empathy in me? Do you see my experiences? Do you see any intelligence in me? Do you see a soft-spoken queen? You see a loyal daughter, friend, sister, aunt, or cousin? Do you see a loyal queen? Do you see a pansexual human being? Do you see any of my achievements and degrees? No, a matter of fact, you don't see any of those titles or qualities in me. You see a fat queen. You see a fat woman that has too much of a pretty face for a fat bitch. Sorry, warning. um, you see a short gal. You see a gay, confused bitch. You see only my flaws. You see a sensitive queen. You see that English is not my first language. You see that I am a bilingual being. You see I'm a biracial human being. You indeed believe that all Latinos won't thrive nor succeed. You see, the problem is that you see me as a stereotype and choose not to get to know the real me. So I guess fuck my experiences, fuck my college degree, fuck my skills, and fuck my history. Because indeed you are judging me. One judges based on what is visible to see instead of their qualities. So to finish this off, I suggest you to look a little deeper because you will see me. Finish.
Unmute yourselves and give us some love.
That was nice. I like
That
that.
was nice. That was nice. That was nice.
Yes.
Insightful, all kinds of great stuff.
Wow.
Loving it. All right. Aldeneri, or is there an L in there? Aldeneri, right? Or is there no L? Wait. All right. We're gonna unmute her because I gotta make sure. I'm big on making sure we get people's names right because I like when people get my name right out of respect. Go ahead, say it one more time.
Aldeneri, like E, like I, but E.
Okay. I don't know why I thought there was an L. I'm sorry, Aldeneri. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You better come back and listen next time you sign up, right? You either better be making some noise that's upsetting your neighbors or writing the great next American novel, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it was a pleasure to have you. Aldeneri. All right, I saw someone named AJ Halo come in. Is that Angel Halo? Let me see. Where did I see the Halo? I accepted them. I see Ray Camacho with his fresh cut. So, AJ Halo, are you there? Let me see. I think that's Angel Halo, right?
Good evening. Hello.
Oh, good evening. Is this your first time on the online open mic with us?
Yes, it is. Hello.
Awesome. So, where are you located?
Ithaca, New York.
Oh, okay. I rocked up in Ithaca. That's what's up. At Ithaca, what is it? It's Ithaca College?
We have a music festival sometimes in the summer.
Okay, awesome. So, here's how you do. Let us know can you turn your camera on or you're unable to?
Excuse me?
Your camera, are you able to turn your camera on or your video?
I prefer not to.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I was just asking, just in case you didn't know. So, yes, there is no cherry poppin' song. La Bruja's not here. Sorry, Michael. Okay, so Angel, would you rather me call you AJ or Angel?
Angel's fine.
Okay, so Angel, if you want, you don't have to, you can share your social media so people can follow you, and then you got 4 minutes to rock out.
Okay. I put it in all caps. My apologies. Okay. That's my Instagram, and I will present 2 pieces. Okay. So the first one is my personal favorite. And it's pretty short. So it's very concise. Please don't hug me. I'd rather not. Not you. It's really me. An easy human knot to signify love and the sweetest, most non-intrusive form of intimacy. I'm sorry, I do not agree. We do not see eye to eye. For some, this is foreplay. Let's skip to the part where you pull away. I think you'll come to realize I always give too little or too much. Why slither your hand down my back? Is it because I reached for your arms to interlock with mine like a lace of flesh? Behind your head, my base unveils the truth of what no longer dances with your eyes. You lied to me the entire time. Now we may feel the truth, a body's linguistic expression. We do not mesh well and likely never will. How much I violated you by allowing you to come in. This common social thrill binds together unmatched wills. And for me, to reluctantly agree with ease. Opposite, I smile. This hug means a moment's goodbye. How much I do not wish for the next time we meet again, my friend. What if the entire world hugged together? Could we knit a sweater of love with an infinite spool of rainbow yarn? Dearly, it would be so much better. May we all experience the same discomforting and everlasting form of embrace, dazed and a bit out of place with unity and a peaceful promise. We may never do this again. Together, we were so much stronger, saying goodbye to a dream that is made impossible by the streams and grand oceans violently eroding our peace, trade, and the ships that set at sea's sail. They do not prevail over nature. Instead, they prevent us from realizing that we could still all love each other, circumvent the globe with an impossibly large embrace, if we enjoy the organisms who hug better than us, to love them too, if only for a moment, before a wave or a stormy wind broke the chain. And that's titled We. The second is a rap, but since it's a cappella, I don't know. I have another piece that I will probably present first. Just give me one moment, I'm sorry.
While Angel is looking for her next poem, I want to remind everyone, make sure that you have your poems ready so that when I call you, you could come up because we do have a waiting list. And everyone who knows me, I like to get people on the waiting list. So just want to let y'all know. You ready, Ithaca?
Excuse me, sir. One moment, please.
Okay. Like very, very polite, right? Right? Like, excuse me, sir. One moment, please.
Give me one moment, because it's very accessible. I just have a lot of folders to go through.
So while Angel is looking for her poem, I want to remind all of y'all to make sure that you can check out the New Rican Poets Cafe on Facebook and YouTube. That's where we have all the recordings of our show. And if you want to go back and see a recording of this show or of our past shows. And of course, you could follow, or you can go to www.newyourican.org.
Okay.
We ready?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to? Can I present two? If I open two? That's why I opened them in a folder.
Oh, no. We're unable to share. Unfortunately, in the past, we've allowed people to do that, and they showed some unsavory things, and we have gotten, in trouble with the YouTubes. So that's why we can't. I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay. My shoulders ache, body's in pain. I can't explain the exhaustion. Why didn't you warn me? Caution me of the turbulence ahead. Would I have taken the easy route if it made my journey less rigorous and ruthless? Sometimes those are not the most exciting moments. The moments after the doubt subsides and I am left to quiver, standing tall in my triumphs as I find my breath again. Every time I hit a new wall, I am reminded I never want to fall back to the floor. I am gracious because I am capable. When I lost you, I discovered my own death, but chose to continue to narrate my story. My voice is my identity, and my integrity will not lose me on this earth. I wish that I knew what I did to upset you, and I promise I would never do it again. I cannot carry anger, hostility against you, knowing my love for you is stronger. Those moments against you, those moments you thought I was too weak to win and left me. I was left to grow on my own. not knowing right, left, or wrong, feeling damned. And I know my mistakes brought you pain. But above all, who can I blame for my troubles but myself? Dancing with the words of the devil, one realize that temptation is one of life's fruit, one I simply can satiate the appetite for with prudence. And that's called Mark My Words.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Angel.
All
Let's
right.
Thank you,
welcome
Angel. It was nice to hear what you wrote. Come back again soon.
All right, come back.
Angel Halo. I like that name. Angel Halo. All right. Representing Ithaca. I got love for Ithaca. All right. Next coming up is a name that I am not familiar with. Ooh, and we see her face too. Julia Parsley. Julia, have you ever performed on the Thursday night?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. That's why I missed you. I'm sorry. All right, cool. So, Julia, let the people know they can find you online, and you got 4 minutes to share.
I'll put it in the chat at the end. All right, I've got 3 poems today, and some of them have trigger warnings, so I'll give you those when it's appropriate. The first one is called Stellar Implosion. I want to be your best mistake. Get drunk with me on a Thursday. I like the way your cheeks wrinkle when you smile, and the way you look down when you laugh, and the way you worry about me when I drink too much, making sure I don't fall down the stairs. I don't get drunk for you, I get drunk for me. After years of following all the fucking rules, I want to break them all at once and do something dangerous, spectacular, stupid. I want to go off the rails. I have to, and so I do, but it feels so fucking good when you watch. It feels good to be witnessed, to finally take up enough space that I matter enough for someone to worry about me. Does that make me a bad person? No, I don't think so. I think if I'm being really honest, though, I like it a little too much. I like shocking you. I like making you tell me to stop, grab my drink and tell me to sit down, slow down. No, I'm finally the wild one. Watch in awe and on edge as I do something daring. I'm not cautious anymore. I want to be the reckless one who flies a little too close to the sun and who matters enough for all the others to stare and worry that they'll fall. If I disappeared, would you care? You would? A hit of dopamine, straight serendipity. Oh no, I think I might fall. You'll catch me? Like a line of coke straight off the bar. I've never done coke. And would you stop me? You're concerned about my fascination with hard drugs? Watch me implode. Watch me and stop me. Stop me, please. Show me that you care. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, I know. Did you know that when Betelgeuse goes supernova, it'll be bright enough to light up the night sky as if it were day? Then all the people who ignored that dim, tiny star will be forced to look at it in awe and feel the effects of its rage for days and weeks as it screams out every last bit of pent-up atomic energy, as it rips itself apart into something beautiful. I don't know, man. I'd fall in love with me. I love stars. The next one is called We Need to Talk, and this one, trigger warning for sexual assault. I am tired. I don't understand how you could have left me there having a panic attack, sinking into myself and screaming internally, shaking, and walked off with the guy who triggered it, saying a bunch of rapey things about some poor college-aged women who got assaulted by other toxic masculinity-riddled frat assholes while trying to have a night out. It disturbs me greatly and gives me a headache that those words didn't make you cringe or feel sick, and I ask myself why, because I don't think you'd ever violate me, and it's because of a lack of empathy, because it means you too see women as objects and rape is no big deal. See it as a spectacle that can be thrown around for shock value. Shock value, shock value, shock value. Take someone else's death and make it a performance. Because I died when it happened and happened again, and to you it's just entertainment. I died, but somehow that isn't enough for you to cringe at the recollection of someone else's death. It's not unexpected. Why the hell would you hang out with someone you expect this from? What the fuck? What kind of values do you have? What matters to you? Do you care about the mental destruction of others, or is it just shock value? Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. Shock value. Yeah, panic attacks suck. Shock value. Yeah, I'm going to walk to the library with a guy who just reduced women to tits and ass and non-consensual molestation that they somehow deserve because they didn't fight back enough. Shock value. Yeah, I can see that you're shaking. Shock value. Are you all right? Shock value. No need to apologize. Damn straight you. Shock value. How could you leave me like that night all alone panicking in the middle of the dark after your friend ripped me from reality for shock value? You make excuses when I ask you if his words weirded you out. You don't frighten me, you disappoint me. I don't know if I can be your friend. And this last one is called You Left Me. You left me there, You left me for a narcissist. You left me there, and I told you everything. You left me there and didn't even call. You left me there and defended him. You left me there. You left me there. You left me for a narcissist. You left me there. You picked a narcissist over me. You left me there. You left me there. You left me and you didn't even call. You left me there. You left me. You didn't even stay. You didn't stay. You left me. You left me. I don't want to have to beg for you to look at me. God damn it. You're the kind of person who makes me want to implode because you treat me like I don't matter. And that's all of them.
Unmute yourselves. Give some love to Julia.
Powerful stuff, Julia. Thanks for reading it.
That was deep.
All right.
That's some deep shit right there.
Julia Parsley. I'm saying it right? Julia Parsley. Oh my God. That was fantastic. Now listen, we have to have a balance in the community, right? Because we want to give space for people to speak their minds, but at the same time, I want to be sure that like we're not pushing what's called like trauma porn, right? In the poetry community, some people like give us your trauma, right? So like I don't want to make sure that anyone feels like that we're like give us it too, but like you gotta give props to people who have that kind of bravery. I so appreciate that, right? Especially some of the best writers in the world are those that allow themselves to be the most vulnerable. Julia, I appreciate your bravery and sharing your vulnerability with us. And you've got a craft. You better come back. That's what I'm saying, Julia. You better come back. I'm enjoying it. All right. Next coming up is David Quam Pham. David Quam Pham. I don't see David here. David Quam Pham. No, I don't see him. And I don't see Bo, who is also supposed to be after him. Right? Is Bo here? I know who Bo is, and I don't see him. So, therefore, we're going to go to Erica Renee. Let me unmute Erica. Hey, Erica, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. So, I'm not familiar with you, but have you been performed here on the Thursday night before?
I have not. I'm down in Georgia, but I'm coming to New York in the middle of October, and I want to come check you guys out, and if there's anything in person going on, come check it out. So
that's what's up. And I see we can find you at Instagram, Erica_Renee_land.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, if y'all want to change your names to put your social media handles so people can follow you, make sure you do it. So I love having new voices, at least voices that are new to me. So Erica, now we know where we can find you online. It means we got 4 minutes to rock out. Go ahead.
All right. It's going to be a trauma poem. Boom. I got a play coming to New York. I put all my poetry into a play. So that's why I'm coming to town. Hopefully I can get a fan. We can meet up when I come there. This poem is titled War Songs. It's about my war experience. When I turn on the radio and hear a war song, thanking me and my fellow warriors for a job well done, as innocent as it may be, I am filled with tears. Not tears of joy, but of pain. Excruciating pain that punches me in the chest. Pain that stems from those horrific thoughts I have when a thank you war song reminds me of all the friends I have lost and my heart begins to palpitate. See, I'm reminded of the daily fighting, dodging many bullets, the ducking for cover from an incoming mortar. I'm reminded of all the little kids who've been killed, some of them innocently, some as enemies. See, I'm reminded of the strides I have taken to not be afraid of children who want nothing more than to shake a soldier's hand. See, I'm not trying to put a damper on thank you war songs, but when I hear one, images begin to kaleidoscope, but not in that good, amazing geometric way. See, images of blood and guts, they bounce and collide off each other, awakening my other senses that won't let me forget the stench of charred flesh, the way my comrades' body parts felt in my hands, the screams of women, men, children, and my fellow soldiers alike, the way the dirt tasted when it splattered on my teeth after that IED exploded and I was thrown to the dirt. See, I'm not trying to put a damper on thank you war songs. I understand that you want me to know that my fighting was not in vain and not everyone takes what I've done for granted. I ask you to not sing me a war song because when I hear one, I'm reminded of the many women and men I've had to watch transition from this world into the next, offering comfort, but nothing more. See, I could not help them in their last hour, and I could do nothing about being sent to war. And I can't do anything about the tragedies that come along with war. But I can ask you to please not sing me another war song. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give some love to Erica.
Wow.
Sharing
Yeah.
that.
Easy,
Thank you for
Erica.
that.
Damn.
That was
for that.
great.
I remember this piece a couple weeks ago.
Beautiful piece.
Powerful.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
Erica Renee Land. Erica underscore Renee underscore Land. Make sure you go check her out. And she spells Erica correctly. Erika. All right, Erica, listen, Erica, don't tell anyone, but my real name is Eric, and it's Erik. You spelling your name right. I appreciate you. We got to look out for us spelling our name right, man. They trying to put a C in the name. Okay, thank you, Erica. Next up is Lavon Robinson, but I do not see him either, which is okay, because then who knows? Maybe we'll have some time at the end and we just start calling some people up. Also, if you look, for those who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, of course, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube of the New York Poets Cafe, you can join us on Zoom. You will see right here somewhere on the bottom is the number 977-539-856. So if you want to come join us here on Zoom, chat with the poets in the Zoom chat so they can make sure that they seeing all your kind words, you can feel free to do so. Also, I also suggest to our poets who perform here tonight to go check us out on Facebook and YouTube, because there are people who leave nice comments about you on there as well. With that being said, next coming up, I see him, Kavon James. Where is he? And then after Kavon, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Monday night online open mic. Wait, I saw Kavon. Oh, there he is. Let me get him. Let me unmute him. There you go, Kavon. Oh, see? He's got his social media handle in his name. That's what's up. So let the people know where they can find you online, your handle, and you got 4 minutes to rock out. Go ahead.
You can follow me on Instagram at Kavon the Poet, and this poem is called The Pandemic Blues. For a while I have been yearning to return to in-person learning. I'd rather be safe in a classroom than sit in front of a device on Zoom. The reality of this pandemic has made me more pessimistic. I prepare for what's worse, but I still hope for the best. This unexpected curse will not leave me depressed. We have a lot to lose, including our lives and livelihoods. After watching the world's morbid news, it's been harder to decipher what could be good. It might be time to finally see that life will never be like what it used to be. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up to Kavon.
I like that, Kavon.
Yes,
You did a
yes.
great
All right.
job.
Definitely right on it, man.
All right, man.
Thank you, Kavon James. My phone is blowing up. Why is my phone blowing up? Yes, Kavon, and I appreciate that, because you know what? This past Tuesday, I finally got to teach in a classroom. It was so great. I enjoy doing the Zoom thing and teaching on Zoom, but it was so great to be in front of the students in the classroom. So I really appreciate that. You can follow Kavon at Kavon the Poet. All right, moving right along. Next coming up is Julian Matthews, our brother out in Malaysia, and I am loving that background. I wish that was my living room. I love that background. Julian, you know the deal. Let the people know they can follow you online, and then let's hear your beautiful poetry, brother.
Hi, I'm on Linktree, Julian Matthews. This is called Scars. If they say our faces are our fortunes, then mine is an abandoned gold mine. So how deep does this rabbit hole go? 4 scars and a wedding ago. Just get on board and mind the gap. Take the plunge. It may be a trap. Here they are. One on my chin, on my forehead, and a broken nose. Blood on the bed. The 4th is the scar between us that can't be seen. The unforeseen sheets that had to be cleaned. Pray tell. Number 1 was through a windscreen, off to church to cleanse our sins. Morris Minor rear-ended a major murk. I was jerked, leaned too far in, got 5 stitches on the chin. Number 2, too much spiritual imbibing. Rusted drain cover gave way and I fell in, bleeding in the back seat of a buddy's Benz, flirting with the nurse, awaiting sedation to kick in, and cursed. Number 3 was the nose, save our souls, bend crooked, how do you suppose? Doc cracked it and pop it goes. The weasel gets a clean bill to whistle, and on the 3rd day, he arose. And the last is what mars the most. Too many drinks, too many bars, singing in the dark, puking in cars. Only remember the laughter, being shafted after. So here we are, 4 scars in, still standing, still flawed. Every keloid another therapy tissue box to avoid. Marriage is a cathedral with only 1 entrance and 2 exit wounds. Then I wonder, should I join the choir, sing out of tune? I confess, kneel at a pew, totter in the aisle, after a few, bread of life received on the tongue. If you bite it, he will bleed, they scared us as kids. Let it melt and swallow it whole. Pray we get through this. Leave us unscathed. This is my body. This is my blood. Go with Noah. Ride the flood. Like salted snails, curling into shell. Be prepared to drown in mucus hell. Broken flesh, broken face. No disgrace to give in to grace. Sober and clean now. Years have flown. Should have gone, but she stayed on. So look up. Tiny light at the end of the mine shaft. Even the stars are the Big Bang scars. Crawl your way out. You'll be fine. Life is cracked up, but you can still shine. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Let's give some love to Julian
Wow.
Matthews.
Dope.
Amazing,
Dope.
Julian. That just blew me away. So good.
That's incredible.
Blow my mind is all.
Oh my God.
Julian Matthews, love having this man on. I think he's been with us for like 2 months now. He is a mainstay with our open mics on Monday and here on Thursday. Find him on Linktree. I'm loving his writing. I'm loving it. Like I say, like he cuts a vein in his soul and he just lets it pour out on the page. I love it. All right, so Deneen is supposed to be next, but we're going to switch spots. Joski and Deneen are switching spots. I'm not sure if Deneen's even going to rock. So right before we get to Joski C, who's going to play some guitar, like listen, you don't know Joski C. He's going to make you want to roll up a joint and spark it and then start a revolution, which is crazy because no one wants to do anything after they spark the joint. Nonetheless, real quick, I want to share this with y'all. This Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. here in New York City, we're doing Wild Poets again. It is an open mic from 2 to 5 that is open to anyone or any form of spoken word or any music, and it's going to be on 3rd Street and Avenue B. We are shutting the street down. We're going to be outside. It is with the Wild Project and the Eureka Poets Cafe are working in conjunction to move this. And you see that cartoon right there, that good-looking cartoon? Yeah, that's supposed to be me. I know the cartoon looks a lot better than me. It is what it is, though. That's what cartoon's supposed to do. I'll be hosting. It's going to be my 3rd time hosting a project between the Wild Project and the Eureka Poets Cafe. We've had such a great time. Hopefully you're able to come out, especially since we're not going to be able to do outdoor events anymore in New York City anytime soon because, winter is slowly coming. If you want to sign up, The sign-up list is going to be at the event. We're not doing it online like last time. We are going to do it at the event. If you want more information, make sure you go follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Advocate of Words with the Z. This Monday is going to be a new theme, unspoken rules, which is great timing because this Monday we begin our new rules. For those of you who have never been to Monday night online open mic, don't worry about it. I'll explain the rules there. Everyone can sign up. For those of you who are worried about the confusion, like, well, if I signed up Thursday, can I sign up Monday? The Monday night online open mic rules do not affect the Thursday night online open mic rules whatsoever. And we are starting with a clean slate. Everyone can sign up on Mondays. On Mondays now, you have 3 minutes to perform your poem. This way we can get to more voices. That is the whole point of what we're doing. And I will tell you this. Thursday night online open mic is going to have a few different rules itself. But next week, La Bruja is going to explain all of that. If you want to follow the regular host for Thursday night online open mic, La Bruja, it is at La Bruja NYC. But if you are interested in performing on Monday night, you would sign up 24 hours before the show on the New Eurekan Poets Cafe's website, neweurekan.org, just like you signed up for tonight. Unspoken rules. And let me tell you, I didn't mean to make that the theme. It just wound up working out that way. So I'm all cool with it. With that being said, let us go to Joski C. Let me unmute him.
Hola, Advocate.
How are you, Joski? I am so sorry I missed you when you were here in New York. I heard it was awesome, though.
Well, thank you. Me too, brother. I was so hoping to meet you in person, but next time we'll make it happen. And as you just mentioned, I had the honor of joining La Bruja on stage 9/11 for the stage rumba, garden stage rumba, and it was really wonderful. So some of our friends from the New Eurekan were able to come down, and I met them in person. And they came down to meet Deneen and I, and it meant so much to us. My guitar is resting from this long journey, but I wrote this poem about the experience. Lifted up, big metal bird, rise from the runway, our hearts lifted up by the poets we met. The heart of a poem is the poet's heart, and the poet's mouth, and the poet's tongue. We came as we are, with our sins and our scars, when the poets lifted us up. So we don't need no big metal bird to soar like the words of a poem. And the poet's heart and the poet's tongue lifting us up, we come as we are, with our sins and our scars, accepted by love, lifted up. And then this happened. In a city of millions, on tired feet, searching for a subway station, wandering through streets, time bends upon itself, returns us to a corner with a well-lit restaurant, with windows for us to walk by. A half a block later, on a darkened road, a voice calls out, "I recognize that couple." "Ignore it," she said. "Get ready," I thought, until the voice called out my name. Out of the darkness, the curtain parts. Like an apparition he comes. There is only this place. There is only this time. We are here for a reason, to meet the withdrawn. True.
Unmute
Man,
yourself.
Wow.
Nice. Joski.
All right.
Nice.
This is the first time I heard him speak without a guitar.
Nice. Joski C, and shout out to Deneen as well. I am so sorry that I missed both of you, and the withdrawn is all kinds of happy now. That night was magical, and I missed it, man. I missed it. I don't know. Oh, yeah, my kid was playing baseball. That's what it was. That's why I had missed it. I had wanted to come down. There were a couple events, but I couldn't. So thank you, Joski C. I appreciate you. He's a mainstay here on the Thursday night online open mic. Love having him on. Okay, let's keep it moving. Next, I got our brother out in India, getting up early to hang out with us, Unmesh Mohikar. Let me unmute Unmesh.
Hey, Advocate. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I am great. Here we go.
Wait, before you start, you know what to do. Let the people know where they can find you online.
Yes.
And they get,
Yes.
wait, Umesh, so one more second before I could, because I keep forgetting. I want to give a shout out to a woman named Catherine De Silva. She keeps responding to people on our Facebook page and our performances. She loves so many of the stuff and all of you poets and performers, and she keeps rocking out and shouting us out on the Facebook page. She never joins us on Zoom, which I'm not mad about. But Catherine, I want you to know I am sorry I've never called your name out before, but we see you. Catherine De Silva, I appreciate you. With that being said, I'm sorry, Umesh. Let everyone know where they can follow you and about your open mic, and then rock out.
Hello, you can find me on Unmesh Mohitkar Instagram and Facebook. I've got a book, Light Shadow Life, on Amazon. And I got open mic every Saturday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That is 10:30 a.m. New York time. And here we go. It's called Rage. Rage, grossly misunderstood. It's greater than physical violence. Different flavors, rampaging rage, simmering rage, hidden rage, jealous rage, silent rage, lovers rage, righteous rage, falsified rage, volatile seething home, or sages who leave home, no middle way, burn or get scalded, die or suffer the living death. There is no winner. In the cage of the rage, it's a maze, defeat in every corner, and every face in the haze of the rage, country is destroyed. Families raised, unforgiving gaze, unrelenting silence, relentless noise, shouting game, fighting game, no shame, broken heart, burning lungs, broken limbs, melancholy wind, singing song, ringing cops, breaking windows, slamming doors, crying children, orphan parents, homeless adults, shelter home kids, rage, go away. Rage, go away. Little Johnny wants to play. Please don't come again. Please don't come again. That was the first one. This is the short second one. Lore of unspoken words, epic stories of unforgiving pauses, harmony in the music of broken glasses, timeless time travel, thoughtless artificial intelligence, cruel emotions, thoughts in static motion, topsy-turvy heart. Sometimes easy is hard, sometimes easy is hard. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Unmute yourselves and give some love to
Nice.
Umesh Mohikar.
Great, Umesh. I
The
always enjoy your
descriptions are
work.
always
Yes.
so
You
always
always
have
have
happiness in the
just
midst of
imagine
rage.
everything in my head.
He has a happiness rage.
Always incredible.
Mohikar, follow him on Instagram, look him up on Facebook. And I love the fact that like he gives every syllable its own importance. I appreciate you so much, Umesh, especially I know it's early in India and you getting up. I don't get up real early. I get up late. I need to stop that. Okay, let's keep moving forward. One of the reasons that I always get up late is because I'm always lost in the dream about this man's hair. Mr. Michael Sindler. Michael, you know the deal. It's always a pleasure to see you, brother.
Sick man, folks. Sick, I tell you. I am going to, as always, call out to the great folks at lighthousewriters.org here in Denver and everywhere. A lot of new stuff just came up on the sight, a lot of needed things. Ah, man, Unmesh, you just always bring it. Wow. I'm going to start with a plausible story called First Miracle. JC hated con men and he hated liars. Okay, it was cool. The old man threw the party. He'd filled everyone's cup with sweet wine a time or two. But now he was clearly holding out. JC had been in the back room before, knew what was back there. So when the old man said, "Hey, there's no more wine. Those are just big old water jugs," JC knew he was talking out the wrong side of his face. He knew there was fine vintage stuff inside. JC said, "I tell you what, old man, I bet you I can turn that water into wine." JC popped open a jug and what he found was blood red fermented juice. "Miraculous, eh?" he asked, a faint smirk shifting his serene demeanor. The old man could only agree and fall at his feet in feigned amazement and adoration. The wedding guests, all amused, declared, "Best party trick ever!" And so it was. Okay, moving on from that. I don't usually just read this when I can't screen share because it does have a concrete element to it, but what the fuck. This is called Peaks. To each their vaunted peaks, some long to scale half dome, but I want only to free climb your spine with my lips, kiss each rolling ridge of vertebrae, gently perch teeth without puncture, dragging chin behind, beard hair scratching away mist of each kiss, climbing slowly, urged to fall back towards derriere, held in balance by longing to rest at crest above flaring shoulder blades, neckline trail surmounted, idling at dimpled crevice, encircling O of mouth, releasing tongue, taste of salt lick on tender tip, then sliding at angle to tickle earlobe, planting promise of love on drum, whispering wind of desire sighs. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. And while I'm no chanson, every once in a while I write a haiku I think is worth reading. So this one is called Wing Words. Bird's wing formed from words, each fanning feather fills air with flights of fancy. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Unmute yourself,
Nice,
give it up for
nice,
Michael
nice.
Sindler.
Yes.
Michael, I always enjoy
Brilliant
hearing
as
your work.
always.
Mr. Sindler.
I love having Michael Sindler. Make sure you check out lighthousewriters.org. He is always promoting them. And I say this week after week, I am going to do a campfire open mic, and he is going to be the feature. Michael Sindler will be perfect from it. But I'm going to bring a ton of water just in case, because we want to make sure the flames don't get to that beautiful mane of his. Love his hair. I love his hair. Michael Sindler representing Colorado. I haven't been out to Colorado in eons. I'd like to get back out there. Okay. Next coming up is, listen, he's a troublemaker. I'm just letting you know, this next person up is a troublemaker. And that is Mr. Catman Bill. You know, your book is a troublemaker, going after presidents and everything. I see you. I love this dude. Go ahead, Catman. Let the people know where they can find you and your book. And then you got 4 minutes to rock out, brother.
Right. Well, you can find my songs on Catman Bill, Hartford, Connecticut, on YouTube. But I'm only a troublemaker. I'm sorry, I don't feel like I want to be a troublemaker on your show. I saved my troublemaking for La Bruja. So when I was in grade school, and I do believe it was about 11 years old, I lifted up my desktop and with a piece of chalk, I sketched two fighters planning an epic battle. Sonny Liston and Cassius Clay. I, at the time, wanted Sonny Liston to win because I was once called Sonny. But I'm sure glad that Muhammad Ali won that fight in 1964. And Muhammad Ali went on to be one of my lifelong heroes for standing up to authority at the right time. On June 11th of 2016, his memorial service was shown on online. And later that night at 3 in the morning, I woke up in tears knowing that a good man had passed through this earth. And I wrote this song called He Came from Dust. He came from dust, he came from clay, he never lived a cautious day. He was a poet with a rhyming mind, he was the greatest of all time. Ali, Ali, he lives on in some of us. American than apple pie, more peaceful than a butterfly. He knew when the time was right to lose his pay and end the fights. Ali, Ali, he lives on in some of us. Ali, Ali. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up to Catman.
It's one of the greatest tributes to Muhammad Ali.
Great.
Beautiful work, Catman.
That was great. That was great.
Look up Catman Bill, and you can look up his book. As a matter of fact, Catman, make sure you put your information to the book into the chat. This way people don't think I'm a liar and they see you're a troublemaker. I mean that anyone watching who doesn't know my humor, I mean that in like a very affectionate and good way. I very much appreciate Catman Bill. All right, let's keep it moving. Vincent Madolo is next. Let me unmute Vincent. And Vincent, I believe you've performed here on the Thursday night before, correct?
Yeah, like one time, like either earlier this year or last year, maybe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember that name from someone. Where are you located again?
I'm from New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I've hung out in Connecticut. I like Connecticut. Get away from the city. That's what's up. All right, Vincent, you know the deal. Let people know where they can find you. Then you got 4 minutes to rock.
All right. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Permaburned Poetry. I don't know. I've just been called that since I was a kid. I kind of like it. So recently I got asked by somebody what it's like waking up every day when you have mental illness. And I didn't know what to tell them. So I wrote a poem. And so here we go. Waking up defective, a conversation. 1, grab your guns and pitchforks. There's a witch on the loose. 2, or a magician. Either way, magic tricks or the devil's work can have no place within productivity's walls. 3, call me Houdini. I don a silk cape and hat from which I pull elation as if it was a white dove flying away like a Midwest split level in a tornado. My depression is the wicked witch of the West seeking revenge for every transgression I never meant to commit. 4, I have this odd fascination with Halloween. 5, the idea of being someone or something else when most days I don't want to be anything at all is comforting. 6, my face is a jack-o'-lantern carved by an angry deity. There's no flesh left with which to form a smile. My joy is the decaying skin at my feet, and I cannot salvage the will to pick my jigsaw teeth off the ground for long enough to piece together the puzzle my happiness has become. 7, I'm thankful I don't have to wait until October to celebrate. ADHD paints a different mask on me each morning through a shower head until I no longer recognize my own reflection in a fogged up mirror. 8, I don't fear my skeletons. I invite them to the party. Usually they get too drunk despite every drop of fiery regret draining through their hollow bones into a fresh dirt plot as we laugh around a fire pit and celebrate the emptiness before us. Misery loves company after all, and trauma is just a wedding band burned into my finger, serving as a reminder of eternal devotion to memories I'd otherwise be haunted by. 9, most people fear the dark. I'm not most people. I'm not afraid of what I cannot see in the shadows. I cower at what I can see in the light. I lock myself in my room at noon, eating stale popcorn and rewatching the made-for-television movie that is my life, hoping this time I will be the protagonist. But I am no hero. I never saved anything. 10, I was willed a house of cards the day I was born. It was built by kings and queens, but I roam its halls a joker, daydreaming of catastrophe to destroy everything I never asked for. I've never learned to be careful what I wish for. I'm awoken from my fantasies each morning to the big bad wolf blowing every ounce of air in his lungs at this fragile home, and my loneliness transforms me into a pig destined for the slaughterhouse. 11, I say I'm unapologetically myself, despite questioning what that really means and where it will take me. You ask me where I go when I astral project, but I do not have the answer either of us are looking for. I visit abandoned graveyards in my dreams, but every headstone has my name carved into their marble. When I return to my body, I'm unsure whether I'm alive or dead, and I pray fate is not resting peacefully in the palm of my headstone delusion, while my self-esteem cracks like a smartphone screen colliding with concrete. How am I not sorry for being the stranger even I do not recognize? If I wasn't myself, do I owe an apology? Am I the bullet or the trigger? 12, I like chasing dopamine a lot. I'm fairly certain it gives me superpowers the townsfolk mistake for weakness. They only see their own ignorance when they gaze in my direction, and there's no home for novel acceptance within their skull's cavities. So I'm forced to dance with dopamine in the moonlight where no one can witness our fatal attraction. We waltz through clouds of kush and swim through pools of champagne that make us drunk off an effervescence that can only flatline once the cork is popped. We lay together in a bed of thorns, consummating our fidelity as dawn breaks over the horizon. Usually she's gone before I could open my eyes. How else can we avoid the angry horde at my door bearing guns and pitchforks? But no matter how fast she runs, I'll always chase. 13, I do not know why I am this way. I am not sure I ever will. My existence is a mystery, and I am no Sherlock, despite desperate attempts to solve this game merely for the sport. As I wade through my inadequacies with a view of the London skyline that veils every cramp of doubt, I grip like white-knuckled truth. You tell me none of this makes sense, but can't you see I don't understand either? And in this moment, we're finally reading the same dusty line in the same dusty book we picked off the same dusty shelf. Comipsa maga. My Latin is rusty, but I believe it says what everyone seems to think. Burn the witch.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Unbelievable. Whoa. Whoa.
Vincent Madola ripped it. Oh my God, Vincent. You're not allowed to take a break from our online open mics anymore. You have to come back, all right? I don't care what cutie or hottie you may be dating. I don't care what job is paying you 6, 7, 8 figures a year, if that's what it is. I don't care. I don't care if you have a sick relative that needs your ever care. You need to be coming back. Make sure you go give Vincent a follow. Perma Burned Poetry. Oh my God, that was so great. I loved it. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate you. Next, coming up to the microphone is my man. He kicks ass, and all he knows is about the football season right now, just like me. My man, Thomas Connor.
Don't remind me, bro. Don't remind me.
Thomas, it is great to see you. Let the people know where they can find you online. Am I seeing you on Saturday?
Yes, I'm showing up on Saturday.
And shout out to Karina as well. So, Thomas, let the people know they can find you, and you got 4 minutes to rock.
Yes. So you can find me at Thomas Connor at Facebook and TAC7371 on Instagram. So this one I performed on Monday. I just wanted to repeat it again. You heard it already, so I'm just gonna rock it. I was 10 when I fell in love with this girl from Brooklyn, Puerto Rican and Trini, beautiful young goddess, Catalina her name. She was all Flatbush, Vanderveer Project, salsa and reggae. Mighty Sparrow and Marley, Lavor y Ventura. She was Juve and Junkanoo wrapped up in all the beauty of Fifth Ave. Afro Boricua, light-skinned like me. We held hands on a sunny Sunday afternoon in Vanderveer Park. Our hearts yearned for secret rendezvous. We dashed to the corner just to kiss. High cheekbones and amber, brown, beautiful, slightly stubborn hair. That's the other thing we shared. Perfectly matching her skin, she brandished with the hue of a goddess. She was birthed holy. I still remember her smile. Teeth, 5th grade crooked. Clothes, 81 fashion. She was a fly girl in living color. I walked her to the corner, sometimes held hands. Pinky promises to never stray apart. This was our everyday for 5 years. We parted on the 6th. Reluctantly, we bid it adieu. We had no choice in this. Her junior high, Huddy, Mine, Marine Park. I felt emotions I never knew. We were young to this world, didn't know a damn thing, but we knew we loved each other. And just the thought of her painted a better see you tomorrow type of excitement. Slowly she smiled, kissed me, then walked away. Vanderveer House is her home. Mine, East 29th Street. She made me smile even in her absence. I lost my boyhood and innocence with the crest of her smile. Then June came, last day of school. We walked to the corner one last time, parting with a kiss on cheek that fused into lips. Still remember her cherry scent nape. And like I said before, I lost my boyhood and innocence in her smile. In the inhale of her breath, fragrance, new goddess, I now wonder where she is, where she lives, who she is, even if she still lives. Does she even remember one moment of that time we spent? Hopefully, maybe, who knows? Peace.
Give it up for that sweetheart, Thomas Connor.
That was great to hear
Good
that
job,
piece again,
Thomas.
Mr.
I always
Connor.
enjoy your work. That's great.
Thank
Great
you,
to hear
thank you,
that piece again, brother.
thank you, thank you.
I love it. I love it that, like, when we were innocent, we were all untainted, by the whole dating scene and whatnot, right? I love it. Thomas Connor, make sure you give that dude a follow. Give him some love too, man. He's a Mets fan. He needs it. Give me some love too. I'm a Yankees fan. I need it this year. All right, next coming up, Marilee Johnson. Marilee is hooked on us now. I think it's like 3 weeks in a row. She is signing up and sharing. Hi, Marilee. It's always a pleasure to see you. How are you?
I'm actually going to wimp out of my turn this time. I'm sorry about that. So whoever wants to go next can go next. Sorry.
After that introduction, you don't
I
even
know.
have one haiku for me? You don't have one haiku for me?
I'll wait till next time.
Okay, no
Thanks
problem.
anyway.
I appreciate you being here nonetheless, Marilee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marilee Johnson. I also see Marilee in the chat saying nice things about all you people. Appreciate it. Okay, so as I said, because the Yankees aren't doing that well, there is no baseball season. There is football season. And I'm a Chicago Bears fan. And I am so happy that we're going to Chicago for our next poet, even though she's too busy on Mondays, but she's got free time on Thursdays. And that is Chris Lally. Chris Lally, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. What's new?
It's been a while. Yeah, the thing with Mondays is I always forget on Sunday. I'm always like, it's already passed. And like by Thursday, but it took me 2 months to remember Thursdays. So, yeah, things have been kind of all over. A little bit of poetry to fill y'all in on what's been going on.
Awesome. Before you begin though, let the people know where they can follow you if you want them to follow you online. And then you got your 4 minutes.
Thanks. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Chris Lally. You can see it on the name. It's CRYSTLALI. And it's Chris like crystal, and then Tlali for earth, if you know Nahua. Okay. And so, okay, I got a Spanglish poem and an English poem. Okay, so Spanglish and then English. So let's start off with the Spanglish one. Okay. Soy tan Spanglish. Soy tan Spanglish, I dip my tacos de pollo in barbecue sauce. Como mole con saltines. I drown my popcorn in Valentina, me trago hot dogs and tortillas con ketchup y de vez en cuando catsup. Me disfrazo de luchadora. Adorno mi altar con cempasúchil, protesto 4th of July y doy el grito ¡Viva México! Como pancakes and hotcakes con syrup and with cajeta, and when I'm lucky con lechera, juking and cumbia, mariachi and house pizza, huarache, salsa verde and mild sauce, tostadas de tinga and wings with white bread, Chi-Town Bulls, Los Teros de Nesa York, Lake and Smog, Hood, Colonia, Saucilla, Evolución, Food and Liquor, Abarotes y más, Concrete, Concreto, Metra, Metro, Luz Square, Cigarros Sueltos, Calumet, Chapultepec, Downtown, el DF, The Go, el Defectuoso, Prairie, Volcán, Order, Caos, Norte, South, pero like so Spanglish, que ni sé in what language podré to say aquí casa, here home, stay, quédate. It's one poem. And then the second poem. A little bit of a mood change this morning. A poem is. A poem is a missing sister. A hollow hollow. Pray these lines trace shadows. Sometimes despair's creep turns tsunami and crashes against page. Rage, fists seeking to shatter paper and pull you out from within. Sister, last I saw you lingering like a tear, like the bruise above your left eye lingers in my mind's eye. Like these words linger, hoping to tear, rip current through empty sheets, part seas as they resuscitate you, sister. Learn to let go of hope and redefine faith. You live even if.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Chris Lally.
Chris Lally, that was really
Wow.
good.
That was
Amazing.
incredible.
Welcome back.
Beautiful. But second one just hit my heart.
Chris Lally is actually one of, in the beginning, I don't know if she was on day one, but damn near day one, she signed up in the very beginning. I appreciate it. She's actually one of the first people I had called up on the open mic when I filled in for La Bruja on a Thursday night. So it is awesome to see you, Chris Lally. I hope the family is good. Representing Chicago. We got a lot of love for Chicago. That's what's up. All right, let's keep it moving. We're now going to hear a legend from a legend. The urban cowboy poet. Let me unmute him. Sir, you know the deal. How can we find you and your legends online? And you got 4 minutes to rock out.
Can I pin myself here?
Can you what?
I'm trying to do a pin and it's not there. It says I have it. Okay. Anyway, you can find me here. Can you read this? Urban Cowboy Poetry on Facebook and YouTube. I was going to do the pirate legend again for La Bruja, but she's not here. And I think I need to work on it anyway, make it funnier. So I'm going to do a song about the pandemic. About two lovers separated by the pandemic. Just a minute. Okay, now I got it. No one to talk with except on Zoom. No one to walk with because I'm stuck here in my room. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I don't go out late, that would be wrong. I wake about 8 and I stay here all day long. Ain't misbehaving, I'm keeping my love from you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, can't go nowhere, why should I care? Your kisses ain't worth dying for, or are they? I call and I text the one I love. I'm tired of phone sex, it's all of you I'm in need of. And misbehaving, I'm sweating my love for you. Jack gets hornier, the song gets cornier. I'm needy down there, but do I dare? Your kiss might be worth dying for. Believe me, the virus's power came between us. No more cold showers, let them quarantine us. Start misbehaving, I'm bringing all my love to you. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for the urban cowboy poet.
Amazing. Loved it.
Woo!
I got another one. I still got time.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Let me mute everyone and then let me unmute him. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
No problem.
Can that happen on phone sex? Can you? All right. Let's not talk about it. Go ahead. Rock out.
My grandson had the misfortune to be born in a pandemic. He's going to be 1 year old in November. And I wrote him a song. I don't know if I remember all of it. I'll sing what I do remember. Well, if you can see him. Here's a little song I wrote. You should learn it. His name is Griffin. We call him Little Griffy. Here's a little song I wrote. You should learn it, not for naught, don't worry. Be happy. Little Griff, you timed your birth for the last days of the planet Earth, don't worry. Be happy. Do, 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 don't worry. Do, 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 be happy. Do, 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 do. Don't worry, be happy. Your father sometimes is a grump and we can't get rid of Donald Trump. Don't worry. Be happy. Be happy now. When I come to visit, you might ask, is Grandpa so ugly he needs a mask? Don't worry. Be happy. Do, 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 do. Don't worry. Do, 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 be happy. Do, do, do. Be happy. That's all I remember. Now, thank you. That's it.
Now unmute yourselves and give it up for the
Wonderful.
I love having him on, the urban cowboy poet. Look him up on YouTube. Appreciate you as always, brother. Appreciate you as always. Always bringing energy to the community. I really enjoy his community. Listen, every Monday at 8 p.m., we do this, the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we do this. On the Thursday Night Online Open Mic, make sure you carve out some time for us so you can hear people like the urban cowboy poet, or you could get your Tez Talk on with this next gentleman, Mr. Tessa Somok, and those of us who are long-standing members here with the online open mic community. Well, we have our PhD because of this dude. Mr. Tessa Somok, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's get into it.
All righty. Folks can catch me at Gashes 2019 on Instagram. The title of my book, which you can also purchase off of Amazon. I'm rolling in today with Coyote Plays with the Mob. Coyote, by his very nature, is a scrapper, opportunist, and a territorial beast. void of language. It must hunt a line of flight between alienation, empire, politics, and coyote. Coyote has to rip all the restraints imposed by essentialist, enlightened culture, linguistic enclosure, the surplus accumulation from regimes of signification, leverage the semiotic slippage, stealth the force of law, and shred the abject obedient people. Its orthography is cartography. It must continually mark territory via its testosterone-laden scent, mark land tenure, depleted food caches, long-distance sex recognition, social status, reproductive conditions, and direct dispersing patterns. Coyote has been around since the social imagination alienated it from the territory, from Costa Rica to northern Alaska and coast to coast across the continent, the highest density in the Great Plains. Coyote isn't much different than humans, aside from being fearless, besides the fearless biped, more than anything else, humans' ability to draw boundaries. Of such boundaries, none is more important than that between the social classes. Coyote is an organization of flesh into a body with agency, in fidelity with nature, not repressing the real experiences of the flesh, such as desire, hunger, thirst, anguish, or fear, and to be guided by animal instincts. Humans are animals that negate nature, negate it through labor, destroying it and changing into an artificial world, and negate life creating activity. Coyote knows how to sit on the periphery, watch the prey with no more to lose but to resort to violence, cheering the masses. It was rigged, described how corrupt and yelping, and we fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not gonna have any more. Coyote knows militia groups proclaim to buy weapons, to organize, to train, to defend the population against tyranny. Yet these groups ain't authority and profess an attitude of self-reliance. Coyote plays on the paradox that they don't actually take totalitarian authority, the status quo ideology very seriously. They only profess as if they believe. Coyote fears the hangings along the stretch of the White House fence posts, the archaic rancher tradition. The coyote hangings with its origins in the mid-1900s signal the saturation of predators, the proof of kill to collect the Texas heartbeat bounty, and finally to keep other coyotes away.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Mr. Tessa.
Whoa, Mr. Tessa Somok.
Always Gaseous 2019 on Instagram. Make sure you give that man a follow. Mr. Tessa Somok, we always coming away smarter after he rocks his poems. That's why we got our PhDs. And it was for free. Thank you, Mr. Tessa Somok. Thank you. All right. Next coming up is Thunderlove. It is why we have got thunder and lightning over here in New York City. It's because of this woman, Ray Jane. Ray, it is always great to see you. And I loved your poem this Monday. My phone keeps blowing up. I loved your poem this Monday. And I loved, now it's Simply Rob from El Grito de Poeta. Shout out to Simply Rob, even though he's not watching it. So anyway, I'm here for your poetry, Ray. How can we find you online? And your SoundCloud, which has like over 60 recorded spoken word pieces. How can we find you? And your I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the project you're working on. Sorry, VIP information, y'all. Go ahead, Ray.
What's up, man? First of all, thank you for all that energy. I appreciate that. And I hope to give it right back to you. Thank you for also featuring me in your highlights. If y'all ain't see that, check out Advocate's page and also his YouTube. Check out what he's doing. He's doing some fabulous things for the community. Thank you for lifting us always. Also tomorrow, got Friday open mic, Freestyle Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come through if you are a band member, if you have a monologue, if you sing, you write, etc. Come through. We want to hear it. We got some stuff to test out. Let us be your loving audience. All right. Come see me at itsrayjane.com if you want more information, or itsrayjane on Instagram. All right, boom. So this is fresh, and this is a comment on what's happening. It's entitled, "What name do you go by when a man is being whipped?" They're still whipping black skin at the border. Crack of lash at back, my black skin somehow felt that. Felt it ripple over centuries of overturned graves, made me recall I am yet a slave, foolish and guided astray, wondering which part of this home feels brave. Are you fucking kidding me? I spout out, frothing in rage. Bundle up hope, can't burn enough sage. Got the nerve to whip a man who has no land. We offer empty hand when generosity falls short of a minimum wage. If all the world's a stage, can they hire some new fucking actors? Cause we're tired of all these reenactments. I feel incensed. Burn my incense so ancestors gift me humanity so I can see when a creature is on his last breath. Make it possible to consider the lash. How fast can a man dismiss the existence of a God thing like this? The obviousness of it shitting in your grits. You're uncomfortable now. Good. I was wondering what finally would turn your mind to what is simple, what is unkind. I implore you to find yourself in every terror-filled step as the inviting river around you now wept. How they leapt to avoid skin releasing from their backs. Can you imagine fleeing for your life just to meet attack? Can you imagine fleeing hate on horseback at that? Ask your local bureaucrat who paid for that. Can you imagine? They've been training for that. Running drills on human wills, still practicing on our open bellies. Better yet, why is it so fucking hard to perceive that, to believe that people feel for a living just to be killed for their living, and all you can muster up to give is a like and a share, but not dare mention it, speak the wicked out their britches, or wait for the body to rid itself of affliction. What you continue to be missing is a rising tide of all who've been listening. Ain't Mr. Peep nor threat, still swimming in debt. You see, Moses ain't quite saved all the people yet. There's body parts in my Red Sea. So behind we pray for an in-between, a loosening, an unnoosed thing, a freedom that dared to ring might end up a frightening thing. Whipped on the walk we stay, whipped on the walk we stay, we remain the violent truth in it, soon to snatch the whip and proceed to wreck, cause the way y'all showing disrespect seem like somebody getting a paycheck. All these IOUs, we wondering why we ain't paid yet. At this rate, we all won't have to play dead. You ought to drop your head. You ought to be ashamed, be enraged that someone would dare spill wickedness in your name, unless that's your name. Thank you.
Wow. Unmute yourselves, give some energy to Rage.
Wow.
Sister
That was
J.
really
Wow.
great. Really important.
Thank you for that, Ray Jen. It was beautiful.
Thank you. That's just
Beautiful.
It's rayjane.com, itsrayjane.com. Instagram, it's Ray Jane, always coming so powerful, always with the writing and the voice, and she popping on screen too. You looking good, sis. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you give her a follow for her future that's coming up. I can't talk about the project, just want to put out there, because she's working on. So make sure that you go and give that woman a follow. She's a beast. I love it. All right, let's keep it moving forward. Next coming up is If There Was an Apocalypse, and we all came together as a community, this man would be the chef. And then he'd give us the poetry with what he made for us. Mr. Generalissimo. Let me try to unmute him. Oh, what is that in your background? I like that background, brother. How are you, Generalissimo?
Well, that is the guard donkey in the great Rusty Rose's front yard. Rusty Rose is a 70-year-old woman who was a Stonewall veteran. She was actually in the Stonewall Bar during the rebellion. She is the LGBTQ poet laureate of Long Island right now, and one of the most brilliant, funny poets you will ever hear. If you get a chance to listen and hear her or read her poetry, she's got books out. She is fantastic. So she's a friend of mine, and I'm going to read a few poems for you.
Awesome. Oh, before you read your poems, where can we find you online?
I am at Generalissimo Brian Franklin on Facebook and GNRLSMO on Instagram. And let's see what we have here. Here we go. So we'll start off with, what I did Monday, my pirate haiku. Why I decided to forego a career as a pirate. I've been forced to walk many planks in my lifetime, yet have never drowned. Why some stores keep box cutters locked away. This is another haiku. When I feel boxed in, I transform misconstrued words into box cutters. Okay, this is a brand new poem I wrote either last night or the night before, I don't know. It's called That Time I Was Upgraded to First Class Because the Airline Didn't Want to Give Me a Free Ticket, and I ended up sitting next to Billy Joel on a nonstop 7-hour flight. I drove myself from Brunswick, Maine to New York City for my debut at the New Eurekan Poet Cafe. Not 1 second of the over 7-hour drive was without Billy Joel serenading me and me singing in perfect unison. The stranger, 52nd Street and glass houses, saw me through New Hampshire and into Massachusetts. And then there was Connecticut, which provided me with a nylon curtain to hide behind while I pretended to be an innocent man. Yes, I've been diagnosed as tone deaf, but alone in a car on a long-distance road trip, I sing as smoothly as Billy the Kid himself. I hit a storm front when the traffic came to a standstill for hours on end after I crossed over to Connecticut before the tedious trek to the New York state border and the Bronx, then across the bridge into Manhattan. The FDR Expressway was a madhouse filled with Mad Max-worthy drivers, but I managed to cross a river of dreams and checked into my walk-in closet hotel room around 11:45 p.m. The loud as a diesel engine air conditioner was perfectly freezing on that 89-degree sweaty August night and serenaded me to sleep like Billy Joel singing a lullaby to Alexa Ray. Then I have one more piece that is, if my cursor will let me go down. I thought I had one more piece. Hold on. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. It's called, this is in my book, Everything I Think Is All in My Mind, which is coming out in December. It's called Them Who Conspire Against People with Feet. I believe there is a conspiracy afoot between the manufacturers of shoes and the makers of shoelaces. Every time I buy new shoes, I tie them. There always seems to be at least a foot of shoelace left on each shoe. I double knot them, yet there is still enough shoelace left over that it is inevitable I will step on them. Anyone who has stepped on a double knotted shoelace knows the bow gets pulled out, leaving an extremely tight knot that can only be unknotted by using a tiny screwdriver or the tine of a fork to unpretzel the impossible pretzel. New shoelaces can cost upwards of $3 or $4. What a profit margin. Enough, I believe, for certain unnamed shoe manufacturers to get their kickbacks. Gracias, everyone.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Generalissimo.
Thanks, Generalissimo. I enjoy your work.
That's one of my favorite poems from him. Generalissimo. The people want to know the poet's name. Please type the poet's name into the chat so that we know who to look it up that you had mentioned. A few people had asked. Make sure you put it in there so that the people can look it up. All right. Next coming up is the man who can sell ice to an Eskimo, Jeff Cottrell. Let me unmute Jeff.
Hi, I thought somebody was before me. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Roz was before you, but I don't see Roz. I hope she's good. Do you want me to go to someone else and come back to you? Or are you ready?
No, I'm ready now. It's all right.
There he is.
I had to
Jeff,
fix my lighting and stuff.
I like the facial hair. I like.
All right.
I didn't think you could get sexier, but you're totally getting sexier there. Now
Oh,
let the
baby.
people. Now let the people know where they can find you online, and they give us that sexiness.
Okay, I can be found online at jeffcottrell.com and on Facebook and Twitter. And I recently started a Facebook page for my upcoming novel, Hate Story. I will put the link to that in the chat. If you're watching somewhere else, you can just look for that on Facebook. And I'm going to read part of a story I've been workshopping recently to go in a local anthology. It's called Not So Great Expectations. The first time I read Catcher in the Rye, Dana recalled as she sat back in the pub booth and took another sip of her Pinot Noir, I saw youth and insecurity in new ways, and also the hypocrisy of human nature. Even the language blew me away. The way Salinger made that kid come alive made me love books forever. She closed her eyes and smiled as Nathan watched her. He chomped on a buffalo wing as the overhead music switched from Lily Allen to Pink Floyd. She looked at him. He wasn't as dashing in real life as in his bestmatchpersonals.com pic, but looks weren't everything. What about you? She said. What about me? He mumbled, wiping his mouth on his sleeve. What's a book that opened you and changed you for good? He swallowed. A long pause followed. Well, Redneck Jim's big-ass book of blonde jokes, volume 9, he finally answered. Dana assumed he was kidding, and she chuckled, but Nathan didn't laugh. He picked up another wing. No, said Dana, I mean a real book. That's a real book. It's in my bathroom. No, not a joke book. I mean like a novel. Catcher in the Rye, or The Great Gatsby, or Great Expectations, or maybe a poetry collection, or even a collection of David Sedaris essays. Nathan thought about it for a few moments. Then he swallowed. Nah, he said, I'm sticking with my answer. Dana sighed and looked down at the table. Don't you appreciate real art, Nathan? I mean a proper book, something more deep and meaningful than a dumb joke book. Nathan put his wing back on the plate. He glared at her. Who are you, he said, to tell me what a proper book is? How can you suggest I can't get the same kind of magic from my book as you do from yours? I don't know how you can even compare the two. Dana was tempted to laugh, but it felt inappropriate. Catcher is a classic, full of depth and honest emotion. It's resonated with readers for decades. Your book gives you a cheap laugh when you're on the toilet. Have you even read Catcher? Of course I have. My grade 11 English teacher forced me to. It's just some whiny, spoiled punk brat rambling on about how he hates everybody and everything. You're oversimplifying. Come on, why would anybody read it these days, even if it wasn't boring? Dana ground her teeth. She wished she just stayed home and watched Queen's Gambit. And what's so special about your joke book, Nathan, huh? Why pick a silly joke book over all the great works of literature? Nathan leaned back in his seat and squinted his eyes for a moment. Dana crossed her arms, hoping he was stumped, waiting to declare victory. Then he spoke, in a low, controlled tone that blindsided her. When I was a kid, he said, we didn't have much. No computer, no TV, no board games, just our tiny trailer with the necessities. Dad was always out of work and Mom was always bawling him out. My brothers were usually out goofing off, playing street hockey or whatever. I didn't have any real friends, so I was stuck at home doing chores and listening to Mom and Dad fight. Nowhere to go, no one to turn to. Dana stared at him. One day, Nathan went on, I was outside watering the lawn when I heard this weird noise coming from next door. I saw our neighbor, Skid-Face Sam. He was out on a lawn chair and laughing his ass off. Skid-Face Sam was the poorest, ugliest, filthiest guy in the trailer park, and he was always miserable and grouchy, and everybody avoided him. This was the first time I'd ever seen him laughing, and it scared the hell out of me. Before I could get away, he spotted me and waved the book he was reading. Redneck Jim's big-ass book of blonde jokes, volume 3. He let me read a few of the jokes, and soon I was laughing harder than him. I'd never heard jokes like that before. The way Redneck Jim used such simple words to paint crazy pictures in my head, I'd never realized a book could do that. Skidface Sam let me borrow volume 1, and then 2 and 3 after that. Nathan paused. The series only went up to 3 at that time, you know. You don't say. And I will leave it off there, and if you're good, maybe I'll read the second half next week.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
You always crack me up, Jeff. I love your
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Like
Jeff Cottrell.
Got some gigs coming up. I'm going to put the links in the chat. Like a Blot from the Blue on October 3rd. And First Fridays, which on October 1st, there's no Facebook page for that yet, but look for it.
JeffCottrell.com. When you spell Cottrell, it's with 2 L's at the end. JeffCottrell.com. Go check him out. Also, he's featuring in First Friday an open mic in Massachusetts on October 1st. No Facebook page for it yet. Make sure you go to his website. Jeff, put it on your website so that people can follow you. So, loving it. All right, let's get to the waiting list. We got some people on the waiting list I want to get to, including this man, Ray Camacho, Raymond Camacho. On Monday, he helped me co-host in case I got booted out. I appreciate you. Ray, am I seeing you Saturday?
Yes, you are, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Ray, you know the deal.
Thank you.
Where can we find you online? And let's get into it. The Coquipo.
So you can find me at Ray Did This on Instagram. The poem I have today is in remembrance of Hurricane Maria, as this year was its 4-year anniversary. It's called Thoughts and Prayers. Thoughts and prayers to the victims of Maria. America heard what happened. Instead of sending help, we sent an orange supremacist and off-brand bounty. You know, bounty. The cheapest pieces of shit, Dollar Tree toilet paper, thin paper towels, not even towels. You know we could have afforded to send towels, and we know it always rains in your part of colonization, and this was just another storm. Don't use it as an excuse to beg for more. Hasn't America done enough? Tried our hardest to turn your island into dust? Isn't your citizenship enough? Thoughts and prayers. Oh, wait. I mean, El thoughts and la prayers, mi amigos, mi familia, mi Americanos, third-rate citizens right behind the African Americans, maybe even on par with the Mexicans. Are Puerto Ricans born in the US even considered Puerto Rican? Those who never set foot on the mainland, are we still considered Puerto Rican? How many thoughts and prayers did you give to the white man you call Jesus? We call him Jesus. Instead of colonizing the slaves and demonizing the gays, he's working on for less than minimum wage, scraping the shit off of the red, white, and blue. I'm telling you, this American dream is only meant for white men with white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, right hand raised up high, hail falling from the skies, hail listen to his lies, hail 3 tears for the colonized, hail thoughts and prayers. Throw them into the river along with sunflowers. I promise you things will get better. I promise you that I will never let them throw paper towels at my people again. Thoughts and prayers. Take your thoughts and prayers and shove them up your ass. Thank you.
Tell them why you mad, Ray. Unmute yourself.
That was
That's
nice.
a really important message. I really like that, Ray.
That was nice.
That was awesome, Ray.
Amazing.
So powerful.
That was good.
Go give Ray a follow at Ray Did This. He is a mainstay here with our online open mic community and our in-person. I've got to hang out with Ray a few times in person. Looking forward to hanging out with him again in Saturday. Who he is online is who he is in person. I appreciate so much people like that. At Ray Did This, go give that dude a follow. All right, next coming up. Look, folks, I don't know what's coming. This is the wild card. All right, it's the wild card coming out from Buffalo. And it is my man, The Withdrawn. Am I seeing you on Saturday? Are you coming down? Are you able to?
I'm not, man. I was there last week supporting Anthony Messiano. Support the Wild Project, support him, man. That was a beautiful show. And I actually ran into Joski as well when I was out eating with my friend. I looked out the window, he passes by with Deneen. I was like, oh shit. So, Crazy,
Oh
man.
yeah, that's right. I heard a poem about that earlier. I heard a poem about you scared them at first. They thought they were gonna get robbed in New York City. They were like, let's just keep walking. I don't know who's yeah, brother. Let the people know they can find you online and let's get into it.
Okay, y'all can follow me at The Withdrawn on Instagram, thewithdrawn.com. And this piece I wrote over Young Blue and Drake's Your Mind Still. Your mind still. If you stole my heart again, I don't think it'd be considered a crime still. Always joke when feeling froggy, although we grew this starting out as tadpoles. Alfalfa bets we could be the best thing this earth has got left, and that's words the little rascals. I see that this is how it gotta be. Wish I missed that train and didn't catch the A, but hey, I respect it, so you got it, queen. Nurture nuts or feed fondness, I promise to never neglect your being. On this bus, brain bubbling up questions like, am I dreaming? I be fiending. Went from Corey and Topanga to Lila and Mr. Fiend. Boy meets girl and decides to reside. Boy meets face but has to wait to look her in the eyes. The patience wasn't about waiting. It was more so about living life with her over any expectation. That's how it happened. What we doing, Miles, singing or rapping? Cause for you, I'll do both. Whether you're with a chick, dude, or both. It's the fact your boy's still gonna run through your blood though. Low key. I wish that we can change places. Get a better perspective on each other's spaces. This space is gonna feel out of stock. Both out of mind, but not out of pussy and cock. Whoever our next be, let's be petty and telepathically communicate our nuts. If not, we can chef up another plan in our pot. That's the plot. If I ever made you angry, girl, just know that it don't get better with time. You do. Who got that one and only gushy gushy Nickelodeon slime? You do. Crazy it took today to write over this piece, right? But as the saying goes, do you? I already feel you cooking up a part two. Injecting Black Boricua thoughts into that magical typhoon of a mind you beautifully own. Fuck whoever's next, that pussy be my capital to roam. I hope Chris gets his Hemsworth or whatever, but Thor really ain't got shit on her. That's all I know. Stormy season be the reason why you're around. I close my eyes and I imagine I'm inside. What I want is mine. Forever home. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for the man with the telepathic
Withdrawn.
orgasm.
I like that.
Yeah. Love y'all so much. Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
The Withdrawn at The Withdrawn on Instagram, or you can go to his website, thewithdrawn.com. What's the wait, getting some hold on. I don't know where that mic is coming from. It says, all right, we were getting some feedback somewhere. I don't know where telepathic orgasms, like what's up with that, bro? They talk telepathic orgasms. I thought I knew some shit. I thought I had some tricks. Never thought about that. Telepathic orgasms. I'm loving it. TheWithdrawn.com. Check him out. All right. Next coming up is IC. Let me unmute him. What's up,
Yes.
brother? It is good to see
Hey.
you again. I am glad you signed up and showed up this time. Let me.
I know I'm not gonna live it down, but at least I know the rules just in case it happens. But it shouldn't happen again.
There you go. Let us know where we can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Yeah, you can find me online, Instagram, Twitter at the one I see. I'm starting to post more and more, but as always, you'll find me here at New Year every week, hopefully, or maybe every other week on Mondays. And anyway, I got two new pieces, some new shit for you. The first one is a haiku, and it's called Ahmad. A running bullseye in the most dangerous game he could never win. And then this one I haven't really created a name for, so I'm just gonna give it to you. Here it is. In search of my Black privilege, not just the assumption that I'm good at basketball or familiar with the stats from my local teams, which I'm not. I'm more than just the person to get the party started, which I am, but I want to be known as an intellectual, not just for my entertainment value. I'm more than my clubs, my heart, my diamonds, even though I've got them in spades. I am my future, my passion, my power. And yeah, I like fried chicken, but who doesn't, except a vegan? Be real with me and admit what you see. Just my shell that enters me into hell. When I walk out the door, I can't take no more, but I'm forced to carry that load till I explode. Now, I showed you a glimpse in the life of this prince, so take heed of my words so that not one is minced. Black privilege does exist, but if you blink, it could be missed. No matter how many times we're whacked, forcing us down onto our back, odds against us, and they are stacked. The privilege of resilience is gained from what we lack. Black privilege is the privilege of being Black. Thank you.
What a way to end that poem. Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Ice.
Love
C.
that.
Yes.
Nice,
Love
nice,
that.
nice. The
Fucking
haiku, though,
powerful
man.
shit.
The haiku was the shit.
Beautiful. Thank you.
IC went in. Make sure you give him a follow on Instagram and Twitter. The one I see. When you spell one, it's just the number one. The one I see. I appreciate you as always, brother. Loving the energy, loving it. All right, let's keep it moving. We're now going to Abraham Kamani, a well-shaven Abraham Kamani, who is back in the community. Abraham, let the people know where to follow you, and then the floor is yours.
All right. So you guys could find me at The Righteous Poet on Instagram, spelled WRITEOUS. And this is the most vulnerable piece that I have written and probably will have ever written in my life. It's called Half-Assed Homophobe, and it's another autobiographical narrative piece. When I was in the 6th grade, there was a boy in my class who loved to crack jokes on people, but it seemed as if he had a special place for me in his cruel world of clowning. One day, this boy thought that it was a great idea to write a love letter under my name to an openly gay boy at our school. I do not remember the exact words he wrote in that so-called love letter, but I remember he wrote it under my name. If I had the words and nerve to clap back, I would have told him, "You must be really gay to be a boy writing a love letter to a boy while hiding under another boy's name. If you really like him so much, why don't you give him the love letter under your name, along with a nice red peck on his cheek, either on his facial cheek or his ass cheek? Don't worry, I won't judge you for your preference." But those words never came out of my mouth. Instead, tears came streaming out of my eyes. To his satisfaction, before he threw the letter away, assured me that he was just joking, that he never intended to give that boy the letter. But his twisted sense of humor had a long-lasting effect on my attitude toward boys and men who openly displayed their homosexuality. For many years, I was homophobic before I developed an attraction to girls. But like most boys I knew, I was a hypocritical homophobe who frowned upon boys performing fellatio, but delighted in girls performing cunnilingus. If I must be 100% honest, the first lips locked with mine were lesbian, and the first titties I sucked were lesbian. Funny thing is, about 2 years before I kissed lesbian lips and sucked lesbian titties, one of my friends joked around and called me a lesbian several times. I chased him around our apartments in a fit of rage. But when I later reflected on this label, I thought to myself, shit, man, if boys are lesbians for liking girls, then we straight boys must be some openly proud lesbians, hyper heterosexual boys full of so much pride. And if I must continue to be openly honest, part of my past pornography addiction consisted of watching tons of lesbian porn. Well, so much for being against homosexuality. I was nothing more than a half-assed homophobe who enjoyed watching two girls kissing, bumping, and grinding on each other in person and on the screen, but would have turned my head the other way in complete disgust if two boys were doing the same. Well, it took me up until the age of 25 to say, fuck it. Who am I to hate men who intimately love other men, who never tried to hit on me in any way, shape, or form, who just want to live freely and peacefully without fear of stigma, ostracism, and death, simply because of their sexual orientation. Only when the Spirit of God descended upon me did I learn how to love all men in the name of Jesus Christ, secure in my masculinity, secure in my heterosexuality, secure in my humanity, and most of all, secure in my Christianity. In peace.
Unmute yourselves and give some love to Abraham Kamani.
Oh, dope as fuck.
That was
Oh my
great. I
God,
really
loved
liked that.
It was awesome, man.
Oh, thanks.
Abraham
Appreciate
Kamani.
it.
I appreciate the honesty. You can find him at The Righteous Poet. And that reminds me of a joke that I'm totally going to mess up. I forgot who the comedian was, but it's this guy from down south, and he's talking with one of his friends. He's like, "Oh, I don't like gay people," and he's like, "No, everyone is. Guys are a little gay." He's like, "No, they're not." He's like, "Do you watch porn?" Guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "So you like to watch men and women?" "Yeah, I like to watch it." He's like, "So you like it when like a guy with a little dick is fucking her?" "No, I want a big guy tearing her up." "Oh shoot, I think I'm a little gay." I love that joke. The Righteous Poet, go check him out. I love that joke because I thought about it and I was like, oh shoot, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Next coming up, all the way out England, staying up late for us, the prettiest girl in the world. Yes, I'm biased because she got my heart. Mariela Salazar. Mariela, let the people know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. You can find me at Made by Mariella on Instagram, and I'll put it on the chat. I just wrote this poem. Well, I updated a poem, and I've been working on it in the last few hours. So it's very new shit. Carried a suitcase of extra baggage that could not be redeemed by frequent flyer miles. Too heavy for me to carry and too light to avoid mentioning, traveling the aching distance of unknown seas and shores of a well-voyaged merchant who moonlit as a clueless sailor, whose only asset was the ticking minutes of FaceTime that filled spaces with idealized musings, separated by clocks that tick synchronously, pulse simultaneously, beat silently, reminding us that each knot and fabric of time were against us, but connected us when life gave us a flight plan that led to nowhere. Your voice still echoed from the distance, reminding me that I would one day wash upon the shore to find your green light, calling out my broken spirit, until I finally rested in peace between my screaming sunrise and your silent sunsets that we were fated to share somewhere. Thank you. That's end poem.
Mute yourselves. Give it up for
That was nice, Mariella. I like
Oh,
that.
oh, yes.
Mariella Salazar. Make sure you give her a follow at Made by Mariella. But don't slide in her DMs. I'll cut you. Mariella Salazar. Love you, babe. Okay, next coming up, and to end the night, Michelle Ortiz. And what's awesome is Michelle didn't even sign up, but we had space, so we get in the run. Wait, Michelle, you rocked here on a Thursday night before, right?
No, but a couple years ago before Rona, I used to go to whatever open mics I could when I was in high school.
Okay, all right, cool. So where are you located?
I'm in Yonkers right now.
Oh, okay. YO, you're not far from me.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I got love for YO. That's what's up. All right.
Thank you. No one from the Bronx likes Yonkers, but thank you.
Nah, I used to party in YO, so I got love for YO. and my kid plays baseball up there too. So, all right. So let the people know where they can find you online and then rock out.
So I actually deleted all my social media a while ago, so I apologize for that.
It's okay. Witness protection program. We get it. No problem.
But yeah, the piece the piece I'm about to say alludes to sexual violence and like violence as a whole. So trigger warning for that. And also bear with me because this is my first time saying it in public. Okay. You chose him over me every time. Allowed such a beast to feast on my peace and forced me to create craters with my bare hands. I painted pictures for your canvas, smeared with broken promises, created texture with my blood, made it vibrant with my screams, created shadows with my fears. I outlined my body, hollow, balled up knees to chest, but you did nothing. You turned a blind eye and chose ignorance while facing a burning building, a burning home. You decided to see nothing where there were remnants of my being swallowed whole. And now you ask me why there is pain in my eyes, why I look at you with resentment. You didn't protect me when you should have. You turned the lights off when I begged you to keep them on. Snuffed the light out of my eyes and told me it was my fault. Took my safe space and held it hostage. Held me hostage. Made it so that he was in every picture that was supposed to be peaceful. Made him a household name. Made him the protagonist in my horrors and gave me no tools to exorcise him from my body, my skin, my spirit, my soul. To know him any other way is to feel pity. To look at me without the full content of my story is to be my judge, jury, and executioner, hold my actions accountable, drag them through the mud without seeing the little girl you abandoned tethered to them. Tell me I'm harsh, that I've changed, that I'm too far gone, that I'm mean, that I'm a bitch, that I don't know God the way I used to. Create a storyline where I'm the big bad wolf, create a universe where my reality holds no weight, where my existence is a burden, where my attitude be hurting your feelings, be disrespecting your efforts, be neglecting your wants. Mama, can't you see I am drowning? My body be hurting, my skin be boiling, my blood be on fire, my heart be sucker punched and stomped on. My being be dragged on concrete, and all you allow yourself to see are the ways I find to protect my soul. Mama, I ain't got no more words for you. I ain't got no more effort for you. I have no more time or reasons to explain why these tears roll down my cheeks. Mama, I don't got time to explain why I hide. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Let's give some love to Michelle Ortiz.
Michelle, that was very powerful.
Amazing.
Thank you for being so
sharing.
brave.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Michelle Ortiz representing YO, and I also see in the chat representing a few people in here who could relate. Michelle, I appreciate your bravery and your vulnerability. I so appreciate when poets are able to do that. That's when we tend to connect with a lot of people, because saying the things that we're afraid to talk about. So Michelle, thank you. You gangster, Michelle. YO is gangster. Don't y'all sleep on YO. Yonkers is gangster, all right? YO's my cousin, all right? They're the cousins of the Bronx. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Today, I am so happy I got to host today. We heard a lot of different type poems. We heard a lot of different voices. A lot of healing happened today. It feels like the poetry that was shared. Listen, we are doing this again on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If anyone wants to sign up, it's 24 hours before the show. Mondays is going to start being 3-minute time limit. And of course, you could come back here on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, which has the 4-minute time limit, but things may be changing. I'm going to let La Bruja speak on that. Y'all can follow La Bruja at La Bruja NYC. Also, make sure you check out New Eurekan Poets Cafe on Facebook and YouTube at neweurekan.org as well. And of course, you can follow me, Advocate of Words. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Make sure you look it up and you spell words. That is with a Z, WORDZ, because I am Bronx. It's not just poetic license. So with that being said, I'd like to close it out with my short poem. Good night, sweet poets. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poets. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poets. May your dreams be as imaginative and as brave as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poets. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. This has been the Thursday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, normally hosted by La Bruja, but today hosted by me, Advocate of Words. I appreciate y'all. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your night. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. If you are in New York City, please come down 3rd Street and Avenue B. We're shutting the street down for some poetry. I would love to see y'all beautiful faces. With that being said, good night, sweet poets.